Welcome, group number 2, to your mid-May Need to Know a Tarot reading. We're going to get into it pretty quickly, but first I want to take a minute to acknowledge the land where this video is being recorded from, and we'll see you in a moment. In the spirit of respect, reciprocity, and truth, we honor and acknowledge that together we live, work, and play on this land of the people of traditional Treaty 7 territory. The Blackfoot Confederacy, Siksika Kanai Pikani, the Tsuut'ina Nations, Iarhe Nakoda, and Region 3 Métis Nation of Alberta. So welcome, group number 2, those of you who chose Paimon, essentially the Queen of Wands. Let's start off with some housekeeping notes that this is a reminder of being a general reading. It may not resonate for everyone. I hope it resonates for someone. If it does, the messages are for you, and if it doesn't, leave it behind and we'll get you next time. Also remember to consider supporting your tarot readers that you like out there. Getting a one-to-one reading is the best way to actually be able to consult and answer your questions. The second housekeeping note is that I consider myself an R-rated reader. What does that mean? That means that I could talk about sexual subject. I could talk about things in a graphic nature. I definitely will probably swear. So if any of that is distasteful to you, this is your moment in time where you can stop the video. But if you're sticking around, let's get started. Group number 2. What is your mid-May need to know information? Group number 2, who chose the Queen of Wands, Paimon Damon. So we've got, oh my, let's keep it going. Next we have the Four of Swords, the Eight of Cups reversed, and the Hanged Man reversed. And I feel like we should go a little bit more. Let's see. Two of Pentacles reversed. Let's see if I can slide everything over. Fit her in. There we go. Okay, those who chose group number 2, I have a narrative here for you. Under the deck, we have Strength reversed. All right. Okay, my dears. This is what's coming through for me. And if this is the message for you, I'm sorry if I'm going to be blunt about this. With Paimon being the indication card, the Queen of Wands, this is talking about overall standing in power, and yet underneath the deck we have the Strength reverse, so that's a Leo card. Queen of Wands, Leo card, and there's this dichotomy of like needing strength but currently not having strength. And why? Group number 2, issues at home or issues emotionally. I'm not really sure, you would know best, but to me the Ten of Cups here reversed could say like maybe you're in a relationship and you're in a breakup, or you're going through a divorce, or maybe there is problems in the home with your parents or with your children. Whatever it is, it's in relation to other people that is having dramatic turn of events where you thought things would be great and happy, and that's kind of crumbling all apart on you. Now, this fucking sucks, okay? And we will pull clarifiers for all these, but this is a shitty energy to be feeling, and I'm so sorry, group number 2, if this is the context of the reading for you and it's resonating. You have my sympathies. Unfortunately, and you probably won't like what I'm about to say, it is in your highest interest, because with the star here, it is saying, trust me, this is for your healing, for your embitterment. It may be, it's like, it's not a tower, but it is a tower in a sense, where you're already in the tower place, essentially, by being in the Ten of Cups. But it's for your healing, and you need to trust that this is the right thing to be happening. Even though it's struggle, it's pain, it's having things fall apart, it's actually meant to. And you're in a position to try and rest and recover from it, pile number 2. With the Four of Swords upright, it's like, man, I need to, like, get away, be by myself. There is a lot going on here, and you need to cultivate separation, basically, to be able to recover. So again, it could be separation from the person, from the scenario, from the situation. It could be, I don't know, like an abusive situation going on that you need to get out of. It could just be that you need to take some time apart from a person. I'm gonna save my opinions until we clarify more here. So what's going on here very much talks about the universe asking you to be like, trust me, this is what you need, and you need to separate and take time. And yet here it seems to say that you're in the complete opposite energy, which I think is why the Strength reversed. Because this talks about wanting to go back to it, to the same old cups, that you haven't been able to shift and change your perspective to really see things in a different light. I mean, you've known, right? But you're still not willing to give it up. You're like seeing things askewed. And instead of finding a way to be able to balance and sit through this experience, you're willing to just like drop it and go back and choose it. So this is why I get this sense of like drain, lack of strength, lack of self-confidence, whatever the scenario you're in, group number 2, and I don't know. But if you're having a real shitty emotional separation thing that's in your highest interest, and you're in a place of thinking about going back, I'm going to be the person here to say, do not do it. I know you may feel weak, you may feel tired, you may think, well, it can be different or it'll get better. It's not. Cut, chop, judo. So, that is me projecting my opinions, but that's also the messages I'm getting from the cards. We're going to pull some clarifiers now using a new deck called Sigil Arcanum, and I got the Spectrum edition. It's a very beautiful alchemical design, and I hope you enjoy them. So let's go get some clarifications with the cards. Let's clarify, please, for group number 2. Ugh, I always hate when it blows away. Okay. Let's clarify, please, the Ten of Cups. We have the Nine of Wands reversed and the Nine of Water reversed. Holy shit balls, okay? Like, to clarify this emotional turmoil, big ass emotional turmoil that you're going through, group number 2, you've got the I'm extremely wounded card, right? You could see this almost as like a shit ton of arrows that are being stabbed into you all over the place. But the Nine of Wands in the traditional deck is the person who stands with bandages around their head and holding a staff. Upright, it means that they're healed and they're ready to get back out into battle. This way, you're getting the shit kicked out of you. You're wounded. You're like extremely beat up from the war. Okay. And then with the Nine of Water reversed, that's normally the Nine of Cups right? And it's representative of Jupiter and Pisces, this big vast expanse of water and dreams and being able to be blessed with things. But this is reversed. It's like, this is not what I wished for. This is the bad wish. So I don't know how else to say it. Normally this is like, all of my cups have been fulfilled. One way that you could see this is like, oh, well, this is not how I wished it to be, by proxy of the fact that you're having this emotional stuff break down. But it's breaking down because this is not the right and positive wish fulfillment. You got something that's beating the shit out of you. I don't know if that's literally or not, but that's what I'm getting with this card. So yeah, it's not good. And I can't believe that these two came out for you here. So that's clarifying that. Group number 2, let's see about the star card, please. Okay, we have the Page of Fire. Now that's interesting. How would I approach this? I mean, I may get another card, but let's talk this out here. First off, the star being the card of healing, right? Second, it's about trust in the divine course of unfoldment. And the Page of Wands to me is kind of the herald, the messenger, being like, by the way, don't forget, hello, trumpeter. And it's about fire, it's about passion, it's about will, it's about strength, it's about vitality and energy. So it's a wee amount because it's a page. It's a lower technically in the hierarchy, but fuck that term anyway. But I feel like it's the little message, the spark of hope that you know deep down inside that the star card is legit, that this is happening for a reason, that it's in the right time, that it is meant to fall apart so that you can start to recultivate your energy, that you can start to feel passion again, that you can be excited about your life. You're not the Nine of Wands being reversed, going like, I'm dying inside, you know? This is about getting energy back, healing. Yeah, that's the only way I can see this, feel this. Let's get information about this R&R, Four of Swords. Oof. Okay. Seven of Earth, Pentacles reversed. So, R&R. You see this sort of glyphing here of Saturn, but almost in this beautiful flower unfolding. The Seven of Pentacles is like the garden card, and having to take stock about what you've put effort into, what you have trying to grow and build responsibly, and make reassessments of it. Now when it's reversed, it's about looking at the things that need to be let go of, right? It's weeding that garden. It's looking at the plants and saying, you know what, I really don't want rutabaga, so I'm not going to bother growing any rutabaga. Or, you know what, that is a plant that's going to choke out these other plants, and it's going to ruin my garden, so I have to pull that back so that it doesn't affect my bounty and my harvest and of everything that I'm investing my time and energy into. So, the R&R state. I feel like I've gotten really close, I'm so sorry. The rest and relaxation period here is for you to be able to have time and space, even though you're in a space of extreme wounding and hurt from this process. It's meant for you to be able to look at all of the shit that you need to get out of your life, that you need to let go of, that you need to purge, basically. Now let's get over here. Let's clarify that Eight of Cups reversed, please. Okay, my dears, I'm going to give it to you straight. So you've got the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups, well, there goes my camera. I'm back. So the Eight of Cups, reversed, talks about a return. Wow, with the freezing. Okay. It talks about a return here. You can see that this person would come back. Now, sometimes returns are good because you can come and see things in new lights. We're not saying that here because you're definitely not seeing things in new lights. So I'm seeing this as a return to the old. Like, these are still here, you left them, you walked away from it all, and then you come back to the exact same shit. And basically, the reason why underneath that you would come back to this exact same shit that you're meant to be leaving is because you think that the sneaky or the shady or whatever it is that the behavior is that's happening between you and whomever it is will end, or that it will be brought to light and therefore it will change. The Seven of Air is the Seven of Swords. And that's generally a person who's like sneaking into camp and stealing things. And you would come back basically thinking that, like, oh no, we can work on this, that shady behavior that he's doing, we can work on it, you know, it will change. And then I won't have depression. This is the Five of Water here reversed. I won't have issues, you know, like, we'll work on it. I won't feel so depressed, so drained. Like, we'll be able to do good things. That's all I gotta say. Okay. So, understandable mindset. This is something I think that we've all been through or have seen people go through. Definitely makes sense as part of a cycle that continuously going back because you're holding on to this hope that it will be different, but you're going back to the exact same thing. I don't know how many times I can say that. So let's clarify the rest of these, shall we? Let's clarify the Hangman first. We've got, there's hidden cards. Oh, hello. Okay, so the Hangman reverse. Unnecessary sacrifice, not changing perception or perspective, being completely stuck, major stuck, right? This is major arcana, and I thought it was just two, but it was actually 4 cards come out to clarify this. So, what is it that has you majorly stuck? I feel like it's basically a continuation of this narrative with some extra details. Ace of I just blanked. Ace of Fire. We have Ace of Fire here. A new chance, a new opportunity. You think that if I give a new opportunity, things will be different this time. This is the Death card. Things will be different, things will change. Two of Wands reversed. But underneath this is like choosing between two things, two desires, but choosing, like, when it's upright. Let's see if this other camera's working. Okay. When this is upright, it's about, like, I know what I want to manifest and I make this choice and I go with it. When it's reversed, it can talk about the fact that, like, yeah, blockages and whatnot, but in the context of the narrative that we've been hearing, it's kind of like choosing the other wand, which may not be in your best interest. And then having, again, Eight of Cups reversed, which is the one that we just talked about, going back, making that return. So, you know, the perspective that you're holding on to is, if I go back and I give another opportunity, it will be different this time, but you're making a choice that is choosing the wrong wand, that's basically stuck in this same pattern of going back every single time. And you go back because these ideas that, again, it will be different, oh, the sneaky shady shit will be done because, you know, that will have been let go of, but it's not, and that you won't be depressed, but that's not true. I'm sorry to have to tell you. Let's get that Two of Pentacles reversed, please. Clarification for the Two of Pentacles reversed. Ah. We have the holy shit, group number 2. I am so sorry that I have to say these things to you, for whomever this resonates with, but the Two of Pentacles reversed, about making that choice, that unbalanced choice, ends up with Five of Pentacles. Now, in the traditional deck, this is, you know, kind of people who are impoverished and in ill health outside of, like, possibly a church or something, in the snow, freezing. So kind of a card of destitution and impoverishment and illness. It's not to say that those are the exact things that's going to happen to you here, but this is saying that going back is going to be not fruitful, not bountiful, not healthy, not prosperous, not emotionally fulfilling, all those things. So let's try to get some advice here, because it seems like you're in the process already, whatever this is that you've walked away from, and deep down you know that this is the right thing to do, and you have the spark, and you're trying to get the rest and get the perspective of the things you need to let go of and the lessons you need to learn, etc. But this mess over here is a huge fucking burden and temptation. Okay? This is basically strength reversed. This is what's weighing you down. This is what's draining you. This needs to shift. So, turn it around. Group number 2. There we go. Let's see what that is. Be more discerning. I know that sounds very like, but this is like, get out of the feels. And how do I, okay, let me just stop here, and I'm going to try and explain this a bit more before I pull more. It's easy, I guess, to just say, get out of the feels. Harder to actually do. Now, we could sit there and, yes, I feel shitty, but I know that this is the right choice. This is having to almost push the emotions to the side and have Spock come in, you know, like logic first, emotions are weird. Because it is going to hurt. It's going to hurt. It's going to suck. That's going to happen. And you can still feel things, but it's about not letting feelings override the knowledge, the wisdom, the balance, the logical choices here. So, for example, if someone is, I don't know, being passive-aggressive in whatever this dynamic is, and then you feel shitty about it, and you're like, I suck, I'm the worst, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's like, no. The logical thing is to recognize that that person's being a jackass, to recognize that that person's being emotionally manipulative, to recognize that they are using passive-aggressive techniques which are unhealthy and a shitty move to do. That's not being a good person in partnership with whatever this dynamic is. So, that's the cold logic. Instead of, I feel these things, it's more like, this is the cold, hard facts, right? You are blank. This is what you are doing. I am doing this, not I feel these things. That being said, obviously you still have to process your emotions while you go through something like this, but logic over this. You know what I'm saying here? It's going back to that emotional stuff. And let's get some more advice. Okie dokie. This cycle is never going to end unless you work on it. Harsh truth. If this has been something that's been going on for you, you know, maybe it's something that happens in work relationships or in friendships or with your family or with a romantic relationship, whatever it is, or if it shows up in the variety across the spectrum types of relationships. This is saying it will not end unless you put in the work. If you do not put in the work to learn the lessons, this will keep going and going and going. It is time to be logical about this. It's time to cut things off that are not serving you, that are not healthy for you. It is time to transform, butterfly. Now, I'm sure these are really harsh ways to put this, my dears, and I'm sorry. I'm obviously not a counselor or anything like that, but this is the way that I'm seeing the cards, and this is what I got to tell you. And I hope for those that this resonates with, really, 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 just focus on this. This is what's got to happen right here. Okay, we need to end this cycle with the power of Spock. All right, group number 2. So group number 2, that is your reading. Please, if it resonates with you, like, share, subscribe, comment, all the things that you know help out channels, and I'm trying to grow this one. You can also head over to my Instagram, which is called Imagination Witch, if you would like more content to be able to find on tarot, astrology, etc. And you can always check out my website, imaginationwitch.com, if you want to see the other services that I am providing. And until next time, group number 2, be well. I hope this helps, and we'll talk to you later.